like in general?
All right, we are back going to do a preview of my upcoming cruise. We have got thousands and thousands of emails and comments wanting to know where my brother was, Brett.
Oh yeah.
So we thought we'd bring him around on this one.
Taking a personal reason of taking a cruising hiatus and a break.
Yeah.
So
we're going to get straight to it. This was a unique cruise. I'm booked on the Carnival Glory, leaving here February the 3rd. This was a unique trip. I booked it about 60 days out. I had been on the Mardi Gras class 3 straight times, and then just looking, and there were some things in real life that just didn't want to flight mix in there because there was a chance I was going to have to cancel this trip for some other issues. But so I ended up going with the Glory. The 8th day was a factor in that.
First ever cruise out of New Orleans.
First ever cruise out of New Orleans
for you.
Yeah, so getting to see that is a plus. I have a feeling it's going to be one and done, and I kind of foolishly. It was sort of Mardi Gras season, but I still got a decent rate on.
When he gets off the ship that Sunday, it is Mardi Gras in full swing.
Yeah, so because of that, I am booked officially. I'm going to park at the official cruise port, which was actually like $25 a day, so it was over $200.
Yeah,
it's going to be, because with Mardi Gras going on, it was not the time to deal with all that. But it's going to be more of a relaxing trip, at least that's what I've told myself. But I say that every time.
Well, not as much to do.
Yeah, and I think something that you would agree, it's the I think your expectations, or my expectations, are in check for this trip.
Well, and we went into, recently as cruising with a toddler, it's changed the itinerary list. I've got to get all this done in this day. You don't do that. So we do a little more laid back now than what you've been doing.
I'm not as good with I'm not as good with
No, we're pointing at the floor.
Okay, I got
Maybe
so
picked you up through my microphone.
It's a different. The ports are a little different. There are at least ports I've not, other than Nassau. There is 3 ports I've not been to that much recently. Key West, I don't think I've ever been.
We have been to Key West, but just we've been on a cruise. Yeah,
I know. Half Moon Cay, I've only been to one time. That's the highlight, and I'm nervous that Half Moon Cay will be missed. It was missed last.
That's always a possibility,
and it's a tender port. So that's
another reason to avoid ports at tender.
It's rare that I thought, man, I really want to see this port, but Half Moon Cay is one of the reasons I booked this. So so I really crossed my fingers.
If you did miss it, they'd probably give you a $20 credit.
I'll spend my $13 worth. Another thing I said with expectation check, I'm expecting this cruise director to be an all-time bad cruise director.
Well, and I know nothing about this person, but when you go from the best in the industry to whoever else, yours is going to be a big drop anyway.
Yeah, and to some people that doesn't matter, but to me that does matter.
It'll make you avoid events or come to events based on whoever it is.
Yeah, because Lee was so good, I got up, made sure I get up early to watch his morning show. And so this guy, I'm not expecting this. So maybe I skip some deck parties and the morning shows and stuff like that.
Once you've seen 180's deck party or any of these things, you've seen them all. They are fun, but
but the cruise director can make the Love and Marriage show from good to great.
Or boring,
stuff like that,
or unwatchable. Yeah.
So
your room is down with the crew on I-95.
Yeah, it was. I forget the details, but when I booked this, it was like it just wasn't worth the money to get a specific inside room. Because I'm cheap and I booked the inside room. And then I was like, well, just don't put me on deck 1. And Carnival not only put me on deck 1, put me in the worst location
the front of the ship.
Like the ship points like this, and I'm the point.
So your room goes this way, not length of the ship.
Yeah, on the front of the ship.
Oh yeah.
So,
but no, the front of the ship moves a lot too. But then you're so far in the water, you might be below the water line.
Could be. I'll be down there down there with the fish. But a couple of the negatives are a negative is the lunch options. There's not going to be the lunch options on this ship that I'm used to.
You can eat pizza 2 or 3 days.
So, if I have to eat a guy burger 4 or 5 days, I'll be all right.
Or pizza.
And the price was not great. It wasn't terrible, but it was,
Right now, on most major cruise lines that are not MSC, the words deal and cruises don't go together.
And I've only got one excursion booked. I got a kind of all-inclusive type thing, which I'll have a full video on that. I think it's a newer excursion, so I'm looking forward to that. So, this is kind of just one of those get by cruises because I had vacations to use. My cousin had vacations to use. We both needed to use them by mid to late February.
Rolled them over.
Yeah, so and the way it fell, by the time the holidays, I booked it 60 days out, then the holidays happened, and all of a sudden it was like, crap, it's 30 days out, and this is coming.
But I think any cruise, part of the thing that makes cruising so appealing, if you only go on one or two a year, it's a whole lot more exciting. When you just went on one 90 days ago,
well,
it takes some of it's not as big a deal.
Yeah,
that repetitiveness.
Because there wasn't as big of a gap as there usually
3 months.
There usually was. So that's one reason why I want to make this a little bit cheaper cruise for my cousin. That way I can tell him about the cruise that I booked in November that he doesn't know about.
You're in.
So I'm not going to go too long on this. That's just kind of the preview of some things to come. If you got any questions, comments about anything for some reason, if you're watching this still,
I'm back, baby.